I'm Josie. I've been a judge since like, I think about 2000. And I think I'm the last living original judge.
You need to come out.
So that kind of explains. But anyway, I've done we used to have Texas judging workshop, and the lady passed away. They used to do it. And then I've done the HCSS judging workshop, and then I've been involved with the judging with what do they call it? Is Lillian is not here. The National Federation of Garden Clubs. I did their presentation of when they had their national meeting here in Houston. I did the part about judging cactus and succulents. And the only reason I'm telling you this is that as years go by and as you judge and as you learn things, when you show your plants, almost every year, people come and say, I disagree with this. I disagree with this. What is this all about? And so the first thing I want to say about judging is that it is done by human beings. And so there is a certain amount of subjectivity. And so whenever you show a plant, you need to think of it as a learning experience. I remember the first time I ever showed a plant, and I brought my plants, and a member that I dearly loved, Dick McEwen, I said, look, Dick, I brought my babies. And he said, set your plants down here. And he showed me, he said, this needs grooming. Let me help you groom this plant. This plant has this problem. Let me help you with this. This plant's immature. Let me help you with this. So the bottom line is that every time you show a plant, you learn something. You learn from the comments of the judges. You might agree, you might disagree, but it's always about learning. And so that's the bottom line. And I know I've done since that was like in maybe 2000. And so since then I've done the same thing that Dick did. It's like, let me tell you a couple things. We all learn from each other, and it's not cutthroat. One of the rules is that I'm not going to look it up. I'm just going to tell you. Each plant is not judged against. If these are the plants that we're going to be judging today, we're not judging this plant against this plant. Each plant is judged independently against the criteria that we have. And if you do decide to show plants, Section 7 in your little book is all about the show rules. And so people have asked me about, well, what about labeling? Well, on page 3 through 5, we have these extensive lists of the names of the plants. And if you show a plant, there are people here that are checking you in and helping get everything set up that can help you be sure that you have the right name for your plant. So do not be intimidated, okay? Because we all have a first time. I'm not going to talk for very long, but one thing I'm going to address that comes up every single solitary time is that people talk about, I think that we have the rules about the pots, okay, and the top dressing. The top dressing is fairly basic, but I have not judged a single time that we have not had issues about pots. And the National Federation of Garden Societies has a rule that there's not even a pot like that up here. You only use clay pots, red clay pots like you get at Home Depot and places that are stacked up. If you go to California, it's much more progressive. And mine might have all these crazy pots, and other places have he's showing us a clay pot. In case anybody doesn't know what a clay pot is, thank you. But let me tell you, our rule is not that strict. Our rule on page 8 says inappropriate pot or top dressing. Pot/top dressing clashes with plant, draws attention away from pot. So that leaves us a lot of leeway. And so you might have a judge that is pretty strict, or you might have a judge that is pretty lenient. But most of us, when we look at the pots, we look and see if they enhance the appearance of the plant or if they detract from it. I have this pot that I bought for one of the workshops I did one time about judging, that is like an owl, and it's got these little googly eyes. And that's inappropriate, because when you look at it, you go, look at the owl with the googly eyes. Whereas if you look at a pot like this is not a clay pot like he showed us back there, but it enhances the appearance of the plant. So the bottom line is that you want, if you're going I have plants that I show, and I have other plants that are not show plants. And I might have a beautiful Talavera pot. I don't know if you all know what Talavera pots are, but these beautiful Mexican pots with these gorgeous designs. But if you put the Talavera pot, you go, look at the pot. Oh, and there's a plant in it. So there's a lot of just common sense. And you have to bear with the judges, because different judges have different ideas about the pots. But our personal judging of the pots is just what I read. It's the one sentence. So it's just a matter of using judgment. And everything else you need to know is in the section 7 of your book. It's the show book. It's called the show book. And it's got everything that we know that you need to know. And when you decide to show a plant, we have the head clerk and other clerks. Vicki has been working with Cindy as the dual head clerks, and they are there to help you as far as like if you need help with naming, or if you need, and they look at the plants when you bring them in. And we have the name, like I said, the names, the classifications. If you have trouble trying to identify your plant, and it's not like this cutthroat thing. It's all that we're learning, and we're showing our plants. And I know there are many clubs that don't have judge shows anymore. Some of them even have like popular ballots. But the thing about our show that I think is so special is that when you come to the first time that we have a show, we have the show and sale in the fall and just the sale in the spring. And you sit there and you watch people come in and look at these plants and take pictures of these plants and ask questions about these plants. And to me, that is one of the things that is very, very special. I know everybody doesn't agree with that, but I think it's just a very special tradition to carry on. And so other than that, that's all I really have to say. Other than that, I'll talk to Andrea, and I have a presentation that I did. It's like a judging workshop, and it's on like one of those little things. And so I was actually thinking that maybe my legacy should be that I should have it printed up in a little book, and so that it has photos and all the different things. And so that, you know, when I'm long gone, you know, you can look at this and say, this is how we judge plants and everything. But at any point, I'm really more than welcome to do a workshop for potential judges, because I think it's really important that people learn about judging.
So how many judges do we have at the show when we do it?
Yeah.
How many do we have?
Huh?
How many judges do we have?
Okay, we have 6 judges.
6.
You have an uneven number to break ties. And we have 2 tables, the Cactus and the Succulents. And so that's 3 for one and 3 for the other. And then the clerks, I actually found the thing that really just made me laugh that I just showed Eddie. It's a list about the clerk's duties. And the last time we had the sale, I was telling the clerks, stop. Your job is to turn the plants. It says, clerks do not speak. But anyway, the bottom line is that we want everybody to have successful show plants. And if we have, if every single plant wins a blue ribbon, that's a good thing. You know, that's a good thing. So anyway, we won't get into the details, because what we have, okay, judges. Carla is an official judge, I'm official judge, and Karina is an official judge. And so what we're gonna do is, I'm not sure which of the plants we're supposed to judge.
The one on the back here.
Okay, so we have, this list is in your book. This is the scoring card. If anybody needs one, I think we probably have plenty, that we just need one for each. Because what we do is that we, the judges get together and talk about, well, this one looks like it needs grooming. Oh, this one is perfect. This one, you know. And so this is like the scorecard for all 3 judges.
That is from the,
And it comes in, it's also in the show book. And so, but if anybody, did you want one?
No, I wanted to know where is the show, is it on the?
Okay.
no, you got an electronic version.
Yeah, it was
Right.
emailed
It's
to everybody.
Emailed to everybody. In the olden times, we got it printed. And
Okay.
Josie still has a printed version.
And I still have my show book, and I update it every year, my whole book, because I'm old.
What about?
But I think what everybody gets is this thing, what I printed out, you get it electronically, and then I print it out here for this evening that I know.
Okay.
I see it right here.
Yeah.
And it starts with show book. And it talks about the hours that you show your plants and yada, yada, yada. And then it goes into some of the rules. And then it goes into, it has the classifications, which is pages and pages of classifications, but we can help you with that. And then it talks about the definitions, artistic display, collection, dish garden, and educational display are categories aside from the traditional judging of the plants in the cactus and succulent categories. And then it's got all the stuff that we're going to be talking about tonight. And it goes into detail about the award, the points and things like that. But, you know, that's you probably, at this point, probably that's not your top priority. So we'll go on and, one other thing. I promise I'll stop after this. Another, aside from the pots and the top dressing, another thing, and this is a benefit from having judges that have judged for a while. Another category that comes up frequently is maturity. I mean, the smallest plant I ever showed was probably about the size of the tip of my finger. And it was like an extremely mature plant. It's passed on, but it was like, and whereas you see a plant like this, oh, well, this is a smaller plant. A plant like this, they say, in the judging, it's very kind of obscure. It says this should be, if you grow something that's going to be a shrub or a tree, it needs to be at least a foot. If you grow something that's a barrel cactus type thing, which is totally changed because we used to be so oriented toward cactus that grow in the United States. Needs to be like 6 inches, and if it's not that big, then it needs to have bloomed at least one cycle. You know, so, but other than, so maturity is another thing. I mean, you have one plant that's like the size of your index finger and another plant that's this big. And so the way that judges learn that is by studying plants and by judging, learning from other judges. Sorry. Anyway, we'll go on and get started now. That's enough yakking.
And I think that's part of it too, that the judges should be able to touch any plants. So it's only the clerks, right?
The judges cannot touch any plants. If we are looking at this plant and we're, usually the way it's set up is the tables are here, the clerks are between the tables, and the judges are outside. So we want to see, we want to see the other side of this plant. Judges are not allowed to touch the plants, and so the clerks turn the plants. And then,
I think we should ask one person today to
Okay.
play clerk and turn the plant for us.
and we don't have the head clerk here. But what, another thing that the clerks do is that after we, I forgot to tell you about this. After we fill this out, then the clerk takes that to the head clerk, and they enter all the numbers that we come up with. And so,
You said something about this thing. It asks for a division and a class, and the division and the class we can find in the show book. It also asks for your name. When we display it, it is turned like this, so the judge does not know whose plant it is.
yes.
Of course, some of the people that put a plant up every year, the same plant or certain type of plant, I can guess who it is because I know the people, but I don't really know because just folds.
And that's pretty important too. And the other part of that is that, say, I'm judging on the cactus table because that's where I'm needed that particular year. I happen to grow mammillarias are my babies. So if I enter a mammillaria, then I recuse myself from judging that plant. So you don't judge your own plant. Okay.
Okay, let's get one person up to the clock today. Anybody?
Kelly.
Eddie?
I'm clumsy.
I think you nominated yourself.
Eddie? Is Eddie the lucky one? And one thing I have to say is that these plants are pretty awesome plants, so.
Are you gonna speak out loud, or are you just gonna do it on the table?
No, we
You're
speak
gonna
out
tell us?
loud.
Okay.
I
And
guess,
which is what we do when we judge plants.
Okay, good.
Eddie, yeah, you go on the other side. Yes.
And my mom's funeral, my sister goes, "Oh, your penis out of your butt."
Okay, we look at the first, and what we read on here.
Needs the division of the class.
Okay, it's a person who filled this out, division in class, we need to know. It's blank here. So it should be division 2, which is all the succulents, and class, I don't know what we are, how about the,
Yeah, which is filled out on this
it's not filled out, it should be filled out. But it reads the name, Havodze, Tankata, Koichi, Tankmati. So the first thing we look at maturity. Is this a mature plant or it's a baby plant?
I'd say it's totally a mature
I
plant
think
because
so.
you've got, if you look at the
Yes.
number of heads on this particular plant.
So for maturity, it gets perfect score. We take points off, we don't add them. Second is condition. Quality of culture can get 70 points maximal deduction. It asks elongated growth. Elongated means it grew too tall because it didn't have enough light. Does it show elongated growth? No. Then the second, does it need more sun or less sun? I would say it's perfect. Uneven growth. Uneven growth.
Growth.
I mean, you could say that
It's not said
this,
in the point, but
this
it's-
side is taller than the rest, but this is where judging comes in. If you look at the maturity of this plant, this is probably an older section of the plant, and I personally would not
I wouldn't take anything
take
off.
anything off for uneven growth.
The next thing is it too plush or is it undernourished? I think, no, it's perfect. Does it have scarring? And now we look very closely. Are there broken leaves? Are some leaves maybe a little crinkled or have a brown spot on it?
And you have to remember, on all these categories, there's a range. And like you might say, I'm not saying that this is the case, but if I saw this and I said, I think this has uneven growth, I might take 1 point. You know, it's not like, ooh, automatically it's like, but, so all of these things have ranges.
I wouldn't take off the uneven
Oh, well,
growth.
no.
It is a little uneven, but I wouldn't take it
I
off.
think it has to do with the age of
Yes.
the plant.
Scarring, I don't see any scars. Spent flowers.
Not yet.
Not yet.
Not yet. And spent flowers is another one that sometimes comes up, but these are active flowers right here. Whereas you might have, there's not another one here to compare it to, but you might have one that has these
I think the
shriveled.
one up here.
It's not being judged though.
Yeah.
But, I know some of you guys want to keep the flowers to wait for the seeds.
Mhm.
And if you do want to do that, there is a space in the cart that there's a note that you can put waiting for the seed. We don't cut it. So there is a reason why we keep the spent flowers so we get seeds.
Yeah, I mean, we don't want you to like whack off the
Like,
flowers
right,
that you're waiting
it's-
for the
well,
seeds, just so
for,
that you.
for example, if this one has a seed pod or something, you don't wanna cut it, but you wanna show it. And, if you don't put it on the note here somewhere, I know there's a note somewhere.
It's just basically, you
Exception.
basically just write it
Check this up so they
in.
can see what.
Wherever.
If there's no note,
'Cause I mean, they
we
can't
will
see it.
take off
I
like
don't know
some
if they see
points,
what the
but if
plant
there's
is.
a note there that we're waiting for the seed, we're not gonna take anything off.
Show it to Jennifer and I can.
They couldn't see what we're talking about.
Broken leaves, step tips or spines? No, it's perfect.
I think the only thing from that pot that I can see is it's not in the center.
That is later.
Yeah.
That also contains.
They're just so big.
I know.
Now it's staging, is grooming and container. And this is a maximum of 15 points that can be taken off. The condition was 70 points, so that is the most important. Is it under potted or over potted?
Technically, it could be under potted.
I would say over
Over potted. Over potted.
Over pot, I'm sorry, over potted.
The pot is maybe a little too
And
big.
it's a little bit off to one side.
Okay, it says
However, with
off.
a plant of this age, you have to consider that it possibly started here and grew off. And so are you gonna like uproot it and change it just for the show? I personally would not take any points off on that.
Okay, off center in pot, I think I would take 1 point off
Okay.
because the center is here. The center of the plant is here, here's the center of the pot, and that is pretty,
And it could be that this was the original center of the
Very
plant.
possible, very
But
possible.
right this minute.
then it's uneven course, but I would take 1 point off for, of center and pot, but then we ask the other judges. You don't want to take anything off, Karina?
I would take 2 points for not being sensitive.
Golly, she's brutal. Dang.
This is the,
I say 1, she says 9,
this
she says 2,
this
so
is
say
why
1.
you have 3 judges.
So we
Right, so
take 1.
3 average, 0,
So
1,
we
2.
take 1 off.
1.
Well, if it was way off center and pop, it'd be more, I mean, I'm just curious.
So,
Sure, if it's a more, if it's right here in the corner, I would say take 3
It
points.
tells you on the sheet, they can only 1 to 3 points.
Oh, okay, 1 to
So if it's
3.
all the way over here, all they can do, maximum would be 3
I'm
points.
just curious, I don't want a single plant that's not off center
And
and
the
pop.
thing, and the thing about it is, like, I look at this plant and I say that this was probably the original plant.
Right, possible.
And it's center. Whereas she has a perfectly legitimate point that it's off to the left.
So,
Yeah, so-
what do the judges decide?
1
It's-
point.
Just
1
one point?
Because I
She
like
said
one,
0, 1,
the
2.
judges
And
talk,
talk,
You
and
converse
we'll
and
come
decide
up
at
with,
one.
yeah, we come up with 1 point.
Grooming needed, I think no.
I think
Top dressing needed, no. Good. Inappropriate pot or top dressing. So if the pot were purple, I would say it's inappropriate.
you would say it's inappropriate.
If it's purple, if the pot is purple,
Purple.
dark purple or
not
hot
purple.
pink or whatever. But this pot is purple.
Well,
I mean, it's not really perfect.
It's not really perfect.
Why are we talking perfect here? I mean,
Maybe it's
that will be
avocado.
perfect. This is, if you look on this side, I can't turn the.
Yeah.
Should kind of hold it up? It's heavy.
Show this side.
Okay, that is later.
It's concrete, yeah.
What does everybody else?
Yes,
Yeah, it's got the haze on it. That's what
Yes.
they want.
Oh, really? I didn't know it's the
That's where it's supposed to be.
I think the park,
I think that's the way it's made. There's no water stain on it. I mean, that's the patina of the pond.
and that's the thing too. I was watching the show in California, and there's somebody commented on it. It's like, okay, well, judges are very personal. So let's say I really like this pot, but somebody else really like that pot. But
Whereas
for me, it
another
looks like
person
it's too
might
big.
say, this pot is distracting.
Right, and
And that's
And I
why,
think
when,
that's-
when I said at the beginning
personal,
that
yeah.
there is a certain amount of subjectivity, and that's why there are 3 judges.
yeah.
So what did you decide about the color?
I would say inappropriate, I would not take anything off. Later it says salt and lime rings of broken and chip pot. It's not broken and chip, but it has, I think, a little dirty around here.
And are we at top dressing yet?
Oh, they already passed that.
We already passed.
No.
Yeah, we did already.
Okay. Top dressing, I personally,
Yeah.
I love this top dressing. If I saw this, I look at this plant and I say, that's really great. But from a judge's point of view, I would say,
Yeah.
this is not consistent top dressing. It could distract from the plant. I'm noticing that there are several different kinds of top dressing on this plant. So I might want to take a point off for the top dressing. Whereas,
I don't agree.
I like the
I mean, some of the people, they top dress because they want to look like they're in a.
Like those,
In the desert.
And
Yeah.
that's what I think it is.
and then that also brings up the point about, is this a show plant? If it's a show plant, you might treat it differently than if it was not a show plant. But technically, to me, I mean, I personally love this top dressing, but I have issues that there are some really big pieces of top dressing and some that are different colors and totally different stone. So I would probably really strongly feel like we needed to take a point off for the top dressing. Even though I personally like it, as a judge, I think that a point should be taken off.
Well, now we have one.
So we
for
have
perfect
to-
and one
If the
for not.
definition of top dressing is even, then yes, of course. but I don't know what the definition of top dressing means even.
I think the idea of the top dressing is not powering the plant and,
And to cover the loose soil,
I'm sorry? Yeah,
to cover the loose soil.
right, yep. And I think that this is sort of what it is, and it looks fine to me, and it looks like in the habitat, and it's not distracted the plant.
So I probably would,
I was gonna say you lost.
yeah, I lost. And that happens all the time.
Plant too deep import or plant too high import? I don't think so. Salt and lime rings. Warm water pot.
But I think that's if you're in it. I mean, go ahead.
No, it's not. So,
What are you looking for now?
What's the
category?
Salt ring to get the.
The last one is label not clean, and this don't have a label.
Oh,
So
none
that's-
of them have labels.
Some of them do, yeah.
Oh,
So we take 3 points off, 3 points
Three.
off.
Whoa.
Because no label,
Brutal.
right?
yes, absolutely. I mean, regardless of how we feel about it personally, there's not a label in this plan.
So they have to have a label.
They have to have.
Careful with that
It has to have a certain sign.
And the label needs to be clean and
Okay.
legible.
Legible, oh crap.
Okay, maybe we should not take it off. The next thing is in the name, 5 points maximum deduction.
So
Genus
that's-
name, species name, and spelling, and they're all missing. So it should take 5 off and not the 3
Oh,
there.
no. It's the other genus and the species, they don't have the division.
It has to be on the
Oh, on the label,
yes.
oh, I got you. Okay.
So we need to take 5 points up, 2 for genus, 2 for species,
for the label, I
and 1 for
remember.
spelling because there's no
There's no
spelling.
spelling.
But the label not clean, we take off because we don't need to double it. So that is 5, 6 total points off.
So I take this over to the clerk, or the other clerk,
So
and they add it up.
meaning, I think we can add it up. We say
I know.
94.
This one is 94, and this is a
and
blue
this we
ribbon.
take to the main.
This is a blue ribbon. But this is what we do. And so when you show your plant, it's not just like, oh, that's
And I
that
guess
mean
the-
Josie, and she's
the
probably
main
gonna take off
line
all
item
these
is
points.
the
It
same.
is
It puts
a
here-
group decision.
And 94, that we know this plan.
And then we leave this with the possibility you can see what it got
Yes,
judged on.
Absolutely,
correct?
when
Okay,
it
that's
comes
informative.
back, it's set out, and so that when the public comes, the name is not legible until after all the plants come up here at the end and they're judged and we get the best in show and yada, yada, yada. But it's all here so that people can learn by looking at what we do.
And when I go home and I take those home, I don't throw those away and staple them together and keep them all. And then
And
the
then you
next
learn,
year,
yeah.
when I enter the same plant or similar plant, I look at it, what did the judges not like on my plant, and try to change it. If I agree, if I didn't agree, then I wouldn't change it.
I need to tell you guys about the label, the plant labels. I entered one a long time ago, 3 years ago or something, and the judges took off 1 point from my label because I use all capitals.
Oh, Josie. That was you, yes, it was. Come on.
Okay, the naming.
So just a reminder.
The naming is, genus is capitalized first letter. It's a species starts with a small letter. So if you have to do it on the label the same. The genus starts with a capital letter and small letters, and then the species is all small letters. But if it's a certain hybrid and has a name like here, this Koichi Tunaki or whatever it says, then this is capitalized in quotation marks.
Pretentious. Right.
That's the rule.
But you have to remember that some of this stuff is 1 point. I mean, we're talking about from 100 to 99.
Did you say that the variety then is capitalized again?
No.
Rather than?
The genus,
No, we know the genus is capitalized.
Variety
The
is
species is
also-
not capitalized, but the variety.
is
Yeah.
small letter.
Small letters.
Small letter, but if it has a certain name that is in quotation marks, those are capital letter. Okay. Starting with
If-
a.
if
Like your
the
name.
Variety is a person's name.
Yeah.
So the person still, it'll be like,
No, the variety
Bill,
is normally not
it'd
a
be a
person.
small b.
No, big capital B.
Oh, a capital B.
Capital
No, variety is small.
For the name.
The
For the-
name, the name that is in quotation marks,
Variety.
the variety is small,
Yeah.
small letter. Okay,
Okay, let's go to the next one. No, don't touch the pot. I gotta take it.
I started that as a clerk.
No.
Okay,
This plant is called Cactus crispatus.
maturity, it's mature.
I think it's mature.
Condition, maximum 70 points, so meaning condition is the most important. Elongated growth, does it need more sun?
Too much sun.
Too much sun?
See how light it is in there.
The coloring are not.
The coloring is not.
To me, it's
But it's
consistent
not
all the way
elongated.
around.
It's
No?
not elevated.
If I
Maybe
took-
you're
if
not
I
a judge,
took off
you
for
can't
that-
comment.
I'm thinking out loud.
Okay, let's continue to read. It says more sun, and then the next is less sun. It needs more sun.
Less sun. So that I wouldn't take much because this is, it's, some plant like this is very evenly exposed to the sun, whereas this has,
Yeah.
so I would take maybe a little bit. but not
You
really.
can take up 10 points, so there should be more than one. For less sun, 1 point.
What do you think? Okay, 1 point.
Okay. Uneven growth,
It's pretty even. It's a,
too plush,
no,
undernourished. I don't think so. Scarring.
I mean,
I don't really see any scarring personally.
Bent flowers.
No.
Broken leaves, tips, stem tips or spines. Nope. The next thing is staging. Is it underpotted, overpotted? Off center. It's a little bit off center, but I wouldn't take off word because it's,
well, the pot's crooked too.
yeah.
Judges, yeah.
Right? I'm sticking up for the audience.
say anything.
Oh, we need it. Does it?
Get him an electron microscope.
A mass for it.
That stone is not the same size as that.
I don't think it's
Different color.
That's why Judge was like.
Oh, I think that is fine.
Yeah, I'm thinking it's,
Very thorough.
I thought that was, but this is fine.
I think this is fine.
Another thing that I remember from judging 2 years ago, somebody has a seed coming out from underneath one of the plants, and we didn't know it was a seed. And then I says like, well, there's a debris there, and there's a weed growing in there.
It was a baby. Yeah, that was my question. It was a baby.
Yeah, I know, and we took it off, and then after the judging, the owner of the plant is like,
no.
Karina, that's not a weed, that's a baby of them. I was like, well, we didn't know that. I mean, you didn't put, and that's one of the things too. I think you can put in the note too that there's a baby in the pot, so it's not.
Okay, top dressing needed.
It's not.
Inappropriate pot or top dressing.
again, you know, this is where judges' personal opinions come in. The same as this one, to me, the top dressing should be so that it just in no way detracts from the plant. And to me, this top dressing is too busy.
This one I think is okay, this one maybe 1 point off. Okay, so we take 1 point off for top dressing, and we can take a maximum of 3 points off, but we take 1 off. Plant too deep in pot or plant too high in pot? It's fine. Salt and lime rings.
I would say anything like that.
Broken or chipped pots? Pot. Broken or chipped pot? I think it's okay. Label not clean.
No label.
Again, we don't take off, but we take off for genus, species, and spelling. That's F1. Two.
They have the spelling right. Start getting on the
Yeah,
label
it's
though.
not
To the
on-
label.
On the label, that is the
Yeah,
label.
it should be
So
like
it's 5.6, 7 points total off, makes it 93.
Is it advantageous for the owner to show a plant that's in flower?
No.
It is not.
It's fine, it's okay.
If it has several
The
flowers.
question was, is it advantageous?
Will it make
It
you
is
get
not.
higher points?
No, it's
No,
not,
no.
it's not, it doesn't make a difference.
Got it.
And then we take, or the clerk takes this label off and gives it to the main clerk, and the main clerk puts a 93
Dollar General
on there. And 93 is got a blue ribbon, so that's the first place.
Doesn't it have to have been in your possession for a certain period of time?
It could be, yeah,
A
yeah,
year?
6 months.
6 months, okay.
So you can't go to the store, buy a
Right,
big plant
exactly.
and show it.
And that's another thing that can be subjective. I've seen huge riots over, you know, someone who has a plant and one judge thinks that the plant, that they just bought the plant and repotted it and it's not mature and, you know, and so there is subjectivity. There's no doubt about it.
Okay, maturity,
No problem.
condition. Condition is 70 points total that you could take off. Elongated growth, does it need more sun or less sun? Uneven growth,
No.
Very uneven.
too
pressed.
It's supposed to-
It's a press. It's a press.
too flash or undernourished? No. Scarring,
No.
spent flowers.
Nope.
Broken leaf, step tips or spines.
I see broken spine right there, a spine, missing spine right there.
Do we take off for this one missing spine?
That was where you probably would take off.
Okay.
Josie can be picky too.
Yes. Now we do staging. And the staging means how does the plant look in the pot?
Staging is perfectly well except that.
Except
Like
that.
that.
It's a rock.
And there's a rock.
A rock can be very pretty, but that is distracting.
And when this comes up,
Oh, that is on
the question comes up, should this be an artistic display?
Yeah.
Because that is beautiful. I mean, that is absolutely gorgeous.
Is there one on
Yes,
the
ma'am.
inside?
I'm so sorry.
But it will be better if there's none.
But typically in judging, that would be considered a distraction.
Okay, but we
Even
do,
though it's beautiful.
we do have an artistic category.
Yeah.
So if you want to put this in the artistic,
And I'm
Right,
not
well,
sure,
yeah.
yeah, there are a couple in here too.
If the government's not as distracting as a lot. Somehow.
I mean, it's an incredibly beautiful, it's another thing, when we get to the point about overpotted or underpotted, it's very close to underpotted.
Under or over?
Under pot, it is, pot means too small.
Oh, okay, gotcha.
Top dressing needed? No.
No, the top dressing is, this, if you just wanna see top dressing that totally enhances the beauty of the plant, other than. And I mean, if I had this plant, I might put that there too. I mean, that is really beautiful, but as far as judging, that's why I say some plants are not show plants.
Yeah, okay. Plant too deep in pot or too high in pot? No?
No.
Salt and lime things? Broken chipped pot? Broken or chipped pot?
No.
And then again you have the label.
Did you do underpotted and over?
Yes.
Oh,
I didn't take anything off.
oh, well, I missed that part. I think this personally is slightly underpotted. I mean, this is almost touching on.
I think it can touch, but it cannot.
Oh, okay.
Well, wouldn't that
Do you want to
An
take
issue
off
between the
underpotted?
judges.
wouldn't that be more like all center and pot instead of,
Hmm?
I said, wouldn't that make it more like all center and pot
That
instead
is
of,
off center in the pot.
instead of under potted or over potted?
Should we take something off?
I don't know, I'm not a
Off
judge.
center?
I'm just asking the question.
They're valid questions.
I never
That would be another that's a real dilemma because of the way the plant grows, you know, I mean, it's a mature plant, you think about it, but it is, something needs to be taken off, whether it's off center or under potted, there is.
I would say let's take off center 1.1.
There is a,
Oh, they got this one, they have it, Carla.
no, these,
Oh, they don't have a label, never mind.
It could be
Off center,
inappropriate.
right here, off center.
No, the stone or design.
That would be, I don't know what we're talking
I
about.
would say the top dressing needed inappropriate pot on top of it.
Yeah, that would be the one.
1 point. 1 point? 2?
Yeah,
Very nice.
that's pretty
How much do you
obvious.
want to take off for inappropriate top dressing? Just don't top
And
dressing.
these are.
Two? Okay. 1, 2, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. 91 is the blue ribbon. One more?
yep, one more.
This is the last one? We only have one more?
No, we have all those, but the time's up.
No, we're good. We got 20 minutes.
20 minutes,
We should be
okay.
fine.
Okay.
That's-
Which one do you want to do? You want to do the succulent? Okay, let's take this one. Okay, this has a label. Yay! Maturity, good. Condition. Elongated growth, more sun, less sun.
I think it's a little bit, elongated, but
I don't think I was one side.
What kind of plant is that?
it's
Trophy.
Jatropha cuneata.
Uneven growth, I think, growth in the sun, right? But the sun is here.
I think the sun was here, and see how this side is flat, and that side is.
Yeah, and growth is.
The sun is here, it's growing this way.
So if we say uneven growth, how many points? How many points for uneven growth? It's 1 up to 10.
I'd say maybe two.
2?
Sure.
Okay,
Sure.
2 is fine.
And it looks fine to me.
2 plush or undernourished? Scarring.
All these cuts there.
1 to 10 points.
I think those are scoring.
People want cuttings, don't they?
But they're trees, right?
Right, but I think some of the, if you see the, a lot of California shows, they do have a tree and then they do cut it, make it a bonsai, but the scarring is really nice and, even and it's not like distracting.
So it should be cut flat on the stem.
I would.
You turn it a little
Well, this
bit.
is probably just cut too, I'm sure.
Oh, I see it right
Yeah,
there.
so here, there. They haven't, hasn't
What
healed over.
bothers me more, well, maybe we'll get to that with grooming,
Yeah,
is
the
that
yellow.
The yellow.
You could take the yellow
I
off.
happen to know that that was submitted by Claude Monet himself.
Yeah.
Artistic.
Okay, scarring, we take 2 points up?
that's fine.
2 or what?
Like, here's scarring,
Three?
here's scarring.
Okay, let's do 2.
One, two, three.
There's scarring there.
Spanish flowers,
Could
no.
be.
All the leaves,
Could be, yes.
The
all
yellow leaves.
Yellow leaves, that's like more.
Yeah.
Whole bunch.
Yeah, there are a lot of those. And that, you know, you could talk about, is that here or is that underground? I'm not,
It's not under.
Blooming.
Yep.
Oh, there's a bloom right here.
no, I said grooming, not
Oh, yeah, well, yeah.
There's one to cut.
I would put it in the bottom leaves. Yes, I don't know what its decorative are, but,
maybe a couple points. I mean, all of this up here is beautiful, but the overgrowth, if I were showing this plant, I would remove all the yellow leaves.
okay, 2 points?
Is that for the yellow leaves? Is that what
Yes.
that's for?
What category do you put that under?
I mean, the thing about it is sometimes
Condition.
you look at a plant and you say, okay, if this was my plant, I would not remove such and such because it's a bloom that's coming out or whatever. But with these yellow leaves, those could easily be, that would be a grooming issue. It would not hurt the plant to remove those yellow leaves. So that's,
Staging, underpotted, overpotted.
it's potted or fine.
Off center, no, pretty center.
Pretty close.
Grooming needed,
Yes.
yes. But do we take it twice off grooming needed and scarring? Grooming is 1 to 3 points. 1, 2.
I personally would take 2, but that's just.
Yeah, I would take 2.
Andrea needs to be groomed. Okay.
Top dressing needed? No.
What is it?
Top dressing is good.
Okay.
Inappropriate pot or top dressing?
I think this is very distracting to me.
What?
That some of the top dressing, like I wouldn't want to take all those out.
The different
If it
colors.
was- Yeah, if it was my plan.
It's,
But I'm
I would
kinda-
say it's not enough top dressing because I can see the regular soil.
Oh,
Yep.
there's a
Yeah, you
weed,
can see
there's
the
a
soil
weed.
too. And some of the judges are very picky. If they see the soil poking out from your top dressing, they'll take it off, so.
How many points? 1 to 3.
For top dressing, I would take 2.
Plant?
The thing about it is, it's a show plant. Yeah, if this was in my greenhouse, I would say, oh, it's my tripod, you know. But if I'm gonna show it, I would put more consistent top dressing because to me that's kind of distracting. It draws my eyes to the debris that's in there, you know.
Plants too deep or too high in pot?
It's fine.
Salt and lime rings? No?
I mean, the pot is not perfectly clean,
But it's pretty
but it's
clean.
okay.
Broken or chipped pot? No. Label not clean.
No label.
Yes,
Label
label.
right from here.
It's like the cleanest label we
But
have.
look, there's no label.
But there's a label.
But there's no label.
Any time, show us a label.
Oh, I'm sorry.
Oh, there
Watch
it
out.
is.
There it is. But that's got yellow on it and everything.
Yeah, I mean, I wouldn't take more than a point off.
I take-
One point off.
1 point. I wouldn't
Andy,
take
you're not a judge.
I mean, it's typed, it's typed and it's very legible.
Yeah.
It's not perfect, but
How do you type those? That's what I wanna know.
Sticks the label on it, but you have to do a fresh label because it was outside, then paper label or.
And you have to watch your case. Upper and lower.
Okay, 2, 4, 6, 8, 10, 11 points, so that is an 8.
Whoa.
So that
but
is,
here's the thing. If he was preparing this to show, he would
you
probably
would have done
go,
something on it, yes.
let me put some top dressing on top of this. Like, to me, this is a teeny bit deep in the pot, but it's not enough that I would take points off. And, I probably would take these yellow leaves off, so they're all things that could be fixed. That's what's really sad is when you see a plant and it could be fixed so easily,
Okay, which one do we do? This or this, or do we have time for?
Yeah, you have time, you gotta do
Yes,
it
do
all.
that one there.
This one?
Yeah.
This is like, this is 100, no.
We need it, because we need cactus and succulents enough. Because we have to enter one cactus and one succulent at cactus.
Yes. Which one do you want to do? This one, the perfect one?
Alright, then.
No label. There's no label.
Oh,
It's
yeah.
over potted big time.
Big time, yeah.
Yeah, but it's gorgeous. I mean,
Okay, let's do this one. Maturity, good. Condition, elongated, more sun, no. Less sun, no. Uneven growth, no, it's perfect. Too plush or undernourished, no. Sky, spent flowers, broken leaves. So condition is perfect.
Yep.
Staging, underpotted, overpotted.
perfect.
That's fine. Off center, perfect.
Perfect. I mean, the way the plant grows, this much, one way or the other, it's like, it's perfect.
Grooming needed, nothing that I see. Top dressing needed, inappropriate pot or top dressing, no. Plant too deep in pot, no. Too high in pot, no. Salt and lime rings,
No.
broken or chipped pot, label not clean. No label.
There's no label.
Okay, we have to take off 5. We have to take 5 points off for the missing label.
What's that
But
species?
that's such a shame, because they say, like,
Corey Panther.
That's yours.
some judges totally believe that there is no such thing as a perfect plant. And so they would struggle to find a point. But of course, we wouldn't have that issue because it doesn't have a label. But this is close to a perfect plant. I mean, this is absolutely a stunning plant.
It's a gorgeous plant. What kind of plant is it? They only have 2 succulents.
Don't do those here. Maturity,
It's mature enough. I mean, these, I have
but
one that's like,
mature enough.
but it's mature enough. And it's
Condition, elongated growth, more sun, less sun. Uneven growth, pretty even.
It's pretty even.
Too plush, undernourished,
No.
scarlet.
I've just given the nature of the plant, I mean, it didn't make me worry.
Spent flowers,
No.
broken leaves,
See a baby leaves coming out of that
now staging. Underpotted and overpotted, just right. Off center in pot, no. Grooming needed. Top dressing needed. Inappropriate pot or top dressing? No.
There would be people that would want to take off for this pot. I personally would
I
not.
would.
No.
But
To me, it enhances.
if you look at your plans, you don't see the pot first.
Right.
I probably would take off a little bit of the top dressing, it's like way too much up here.
And so it's uneven. You're saying it's uneven.
Killjoy.
Yeah.
You want to say it looks perfect, but it would be better if.
I want to
Okay.
take a point off for,
1 point off. The label should.
if you're not there yet, plan too deep or too high, no, salt line.
Some people might think it's a little bit too high in the pot, but personally, I don't think it's fine.
Broken or tip pot, no. Label not clean, no.
Label's fine.
And now we have, for the label, genus name, species name, and spelling. Species should be small letter, not chapter name.
Yeah.
The decade should be starting with a small letter instead of a capital.
Blame Fred for it.
Okay, do we take, for the species name a point off? Start with a capital letter. It should be-
Well, you did that to me.
Okay.
Well, there you go.
Okay, this is so far the best, has only 2 points taken off, so that is a 98.
Whoa.
So that is a winning plan.
Good job.
Now we do this.
Yeah. And then that
but-
one.
No, we are done.
No, I think that's it.
This is the last one.
Maturity, is this considered a mature plant or not?
I would consider it mature for astrophyte. Is an astrophyte.
Yeah.
They're not gonna like the pot.
Maybe it's 3 years old, I guess that's fine.
Okay, I think it's probably at least a year old. I don't know if it's bloomed or not. That's
But it
all.
blooms a little, so it could have bloomed. Did it bloom? Yes, it bloomed,
It could have
okay.
bloomed by now.
Yeah, me too.
It's 3 years old.
3 years old, yeah. Elongated growth, more
No.
sun, no, less sun.
No,
Uneven growth,
no.
too flash, undernourished, no. Scarring, I don't think so. Spent flowers, no. Broken leaves, no. So the condition is perfect.
Yep.
Underpotted or overpotted? I think it's overpotted, the pot is too big for the plant.
I mean, personally, if this were my plant,
It's pretty, but it's,
I think it's gorgeous, but for being
for a
judged.
choke plant, it should go in a smaller pot. 1 point off?
Yeah.
We can take up to 3 points off, 1 point.
2 points.
2 points?
At least.
Okay. It's overpotted. Off center,
No.
grooming